My friends, it's Mark Schulman. I'm so excited to be here. I'm in Berlin, hanging out with my buddy Dirk, drumtraineronline.com. You know what's great about this forum is we can be honest. And I want to be very candid with you about certain things that I don't think drummers think about enough. Now, my specialty, what I want to talk about today is how one approaches playing the really big venues. For nearly 30 years, I've been playing stadiums, arenas, festivals, really large venues. And there's definitely an art to playing large venues, and there is an art and a craft to how you navigate yourself through this business and how we communicate and the things that I think about that I believe are really, I would say, absolute, I would say mandatory for the greatest success. And I think that the dream of most drummers is the aspiration to play really big venues with really popular artists. Now, I am in Berlin right now because we played 2 shows with Pink at the how do you pronounce it? Wohnheide? What? At the Wohnheide. I played 2 shows with Pink. We played for about 19,000 people per night in Berlin. That's what we do. That's a small crowd for us right now because we're in the middle of a festival and stadium tour. We played for 80,000 people in Quebec City. So what do I do to prepare myself? And what have I worked on over the years that has gotten me to the point where that is my normal size crowd, anywhere from 10,000 to as many as 250,000 people, because I played for 250,000 people 20 years ago with Simple Minds at the Glastonbury Festival. And there is definitely a different mindset, there's a different skill set, there's a different body set. And it has to do with attitude. Now, this is really critical, and I've talked about this for people that have seen my seminars. I've done a lot of seminars worldwide. It's really critical to understand that we can't always control what happens to us, but we can control our attitudes about what happened to us. And by controlling or manipulating and understanding that this is paramount, understanding that we actually can shift or manipulate our attitudes in a moment's notice, that's what drives our behavior. So if you change or shift your attitude and you have that control, you're changing your behavior. By changing your behavior, you're changing the consequence. You're changing the outcome of your life. So I realize that it's my attitude. My attitude is where I'm looking from. It is my viewpoint. My viewpoint when I'm playing and how I approach it affects every single thing that I do. And the master players, everybody that I've ever spoken with about this topic, and I've talked to a lot of people about this topic, they agree that it's not what we play, it's how we play it. And you might have heard this before, but I want to demonstrate. Okay, so check this out. Now, by most people's standards, that would rock. They say, wow, great playing, Mark. Until you compare it to this. So what is the difference? Do you think I'm passionate? Do you think I'm more passionate when I play the second way? Damn right I'm passionate. Passion is what drives us. Passion is what motivates us to play drums, what motivates us to practice all those hours, to learn all these new and creative and technical things. But passion is just the beginning of it. What pushes us over the edge, what keeps us there, is purpose. So I attach a sense of purpose to every single note. I'm paying attention to every single nuance, every single detail. And by paying attention to every single detail, I notice things about people around me. I'm actually realized after all these years that my job is to be of service to this audience. My job is to be of service to everybody on stage. My job is to pay attention to every little nuance about what is going on around me at all times. I've been working with Pink for 11 years. She literally does death-defying stuff in that arena. She has to know that she has complete confidence in me, that I have complete confidence in myself, that she can rely on me, that she can rely on every single person. If there's one weak link, things don't work. Here's an example. Back in 2010, we were doing, I don't remember, we were in a city in Germany. We were doing the Carnival tour. 50,000 people, it was the last song. It was that song, So What, right? So the band is playing, we're playing some really heavy rock thing, and Pink is getting changed, and she gets changed into this circular, we call it the 360 gyro. It's this device that goes around her waist, and she clips it in with 2 clips. Each clip holds 2 cables that are anchored at all 4 corners of the floor. So it enables her to get up and fly across the audience, literally going as fast as maybe like 40 kilometers an hour. She's whizzing and she's flipping upside down. So she is relying on every nuance. She cues off of every little thing we do. So if I think about it from my standpoint, my job is easy. I'm just playing drums. She's flying around, literally risking her life. So she runs out of the stage. We're doing like this big swelling crescendo. She's like, "You guys ready to rock?" And the lights are flashing and the audience is screaming. Dancer to the left, Allison, the dancer, clips in the first clip to go on the side of that gyro. Dancer on the right, Nikki, goes to clip in the clip. She goes to the clip in the clip. She can't clip in the clip. She looks down. She realizes it's turned upside down. But by that point, it's too late because we didn't have an operator there to cue the guy that was controlling the computer. And so Pink gives that sign. And this is the sign that she's ready and go up. And the moment she gives that sign, Nikki, who's still holding onto the cable, gets yanked about, well, I want to talk in meters, about 6 meters over this space that drops 6 feet on the side of the satellite stage. And Nikki lands in the arms of some Pink fan who I'm sure was very, very happy about it. Pink was not so lucky. Pink got dragged onto her side over 2 light par cans over the 6 feet jump and into this sort of trench that was lined with metal scaffolding. And I got to tell you, I was sick to my stomach. I thought, oh my God, she could be dead. She could be horribly injured. And then the sweetest sound ever, because everybody was quiet. It's the sound of Pink cussing. She's cussing, that means she's alive. That means she's talking, that means she's breathing. She's okay. And by that point, her husband was down in the trench. The security people were down in the trench. What happened next was unbelievable. Her husband lifts her onto the stage. She gets onto the stage, the last song. She's going to do this song, So What? And she says, "You guys, I think I'm too injured to do this song. I'm sorry, I'm going to give everybody their money back." And by that point, the stretcher, the ambulance, the people come on stage and they take her off the stage. And it was unbelievable, her attitude. And then we all went into the dressing room and nobody was talking. It was very somber. And we waited for about 45 minutes. And then we hear, she hasn't broken any skin. She hasn't broken any bones. She's a little bruised up. The next day we have a day off. And then the next night, she's on the same device. We do a great show, seemingly unfazed. It's the attitude that makes all the difference. Because a lot of artists and most people, when they have that kind of trauma, they wouldn't be able to sustain that. And she would say, let's face it, these artists do not need the money. They do not need to do this. But she continued anyway. So my attitude is like, I am playing every single note like it's the last note I might ever play. And the funny thing is when I play the Pink show right now, because I was thinking about it, because Dirk said, what are you going to talk about? I thought, I want to talk about what it takes to play on the big stage. My favorite part of the show is playing the easiest, simple groove. That song, Try. I just love playing the simple groove. What I realize is you need to love every note. You need to love every space. You need to honor the space between the notes. And you have to play every single note. No matter how few notes you play, like every single note is the last note you might ever play. Like this, when I'm playing Try. So let me ask you a question. While I was playing that, were you getting bored? Come on, tell the truth. Were you getting bored? If you were getting bored, then you don't get it. Because I had so much passion and intention in every note. That's what it's about. If you want to get the big gigs, you want to play the big arenas, stadiums are about space. They're not about playing every note that you know. I've lost gigs from playing too much. As a matter of fact, when I finally got my first big gig with Richard Marx in, what was it, 1989, 1990, a long time ago, we played 15 months, sold out arena shows, playing between 10,000 and 20,000 people every single night to about 90% screaming girls. It was my dream come true. And at one point, I almost lost the gig. And I have never even talked about this publicly, and I've told a lot of stories. But at one point, it was actually the manager, as well as Richard, that said, you know, you're playing too much. You're playing all this kind of sort of nuances and ghost notes and extraneous things. And the manager said, I've been listening, because we were doing another set of rehearsals. We'd already done one leg. He said, I've been listening. That stuff gets lost in the big arena. It's about simplicity.
Hey, beautiful drum nerds all around the world. If you liked that video, please give us some love and click there for subscription. And if you want to see another cool video, click there and you see another cool video. How cool is that? So I hope to see you around. Stay tuned.